morning. Welcome to Day Trading Futures with JD. I am JD, and today I wanted to run you through my first day of trading with Apex Funding Trading Evaluation. So go ahead and start off showing you what my chart looks like. This is the chart that I use with NinjaTrader. It's on a 5-minute. Today I did bounce around a little bit between the 5-minute to 3-minute charts. It was very flat consolidation period. And then, of course, at 8:30, it was no structure was forming. So it was a little challenging this morning. Usually I like to trade. Actually, one of my strategies, I'll put in another video, is I like to trade before 7:30 in the morning Central Time. The reason for this is because of stop loss hunters. And I'll put up a video in the future on that as well. This is going to be my first video of the channel. And so I just really wanted to, I was really excited that today was my first day of doing the Apex funding evaluation. So I just wanted to really get this on the YouTube channel and share with the success I had today. So I'm not really going to go over Apex trading evaluation in this video as far as with the rules and everything. I do have a $250,000 account, evaluation account, and my profit goal is $15,000. They do have a trailing drawdown of $6,500. Today, like I said, as we move through the video, it was just a very non-structure day, or not the structure that I like to see with my strategy. I like to see a moving average crossover. I use the weighted moving average set at 5, and then the weighted moving average set at 20. I like to wait until I see a cross before I enter, and then I also confirm before I enter that the MACD settings that I use, that there's also a cross between the signal line and the MACD line. And then, of course, I make it a habit of not to trade against the trend. And I think, I have, of course, I think most everyone has, but I like to, with this evaluation, I'm going to stick with my strategy, trading with the trend, waiting for a crossover, the moving averages, and then with the confirmation of the MACD settings crossover. So here's the background of my screen recording. It goes on. My gosh, I got up this morning probably about 5:30 a.m. when I got onto the charts and Central Time, and I stayed watching the charts, just waiting for the crossover, and of course there was a crossover about that time period, but it just didn't feel right. There was no there wasn't enough market structure for me to make that entry. I'm being very cautious, very conservative with Apex trading evaluation. They have a 30-day evaluation. My goal is to complete it in 10 days. There's no scaling plan, so today I was trading with 15 contracts. So because I was shooting for 15 contracts, or I was trading with 15 contracts, and I was shooting for only 4 points. If you do the math on that, that's going to be right around $3,000 profit if I get the 4 points. My risk was, I think, 6 points. So, you can do the math on that, but what is that, about 5,000, somewhere in there. But anyway, so I know a lot of traders are going to be like, well, you didn't use a risk to reward ratio of 1 to a 1.5. So I manage my trade. I'm always I'm watching the charts, the I move my stop loss around. I look to, so it's almost like price action trading strategy along with a scalping trading strategy. The sometimes I'll just set it and forget it, and then other times I'll manage it. But today, since it was my first day with this trading program, and since they do have a trailing stop, I didn't want to, and because of the lack of momentum in the price action and all the other factors I talked about, it was not the time period that I like to trade. I like to see structure. I like to see good, I also like to see momentum with the MACD. All these things were just flat today, but I did want to make it a profitable day. So that's the reason why I just went ahead and jumped in after the 8:30. I never trade during the 8:30 time either, due to the stop loss hunters. I usually don't get into anything until right around 9 a.m. If I do trade that late in the morning. So anyway, I managed the trade. I entered the trade at a 4-point profit target. I did move that down. Just because if you look at the candles, I'm going to fast forward the video a little bit to where we get to where my actual trade is. Bear with me. So the way it started out this morning at 7:30 and 8, you had these candles that were, you'd have a green candle, 4 points, 6 points. The very next candle would go the opposite direction. And it was just this, it was like the market was just really trying to find its structure. And that was a little frustrating, especially for a Tuesday morning. And I don't know what the news was this morning. I don't know what was going on, but I mean, even the London session earlier was not very. There just wasn't a lot of movement, so that was really frustrating. So, but anyway, all right, let me. I digress a little bit. All right, so as you can see, as the time moves on, just these crazy candles with no structure. Then and of course I look for, when I get the moving average crossover with the MACD crossover, I wait till the next candle opens. I want to see the little bird wings, after the cross. So, I mean, when I go down to the 1 minute chart, it was all over the place. I didn't like that either. It was still choppy, and it was just no structure. So like I said, I bounced around a little bit, played around with the stochastic RSI just to kind of look and see, trying to catch some kind of indication of a possible movement in my direction, or in the favor. It looked like we had before 6:30 in the morning. It looked like it was in an uptrend. Then it kind of trended downwards a little bit, but you could see whenever I drew this arrow here, it looked like it was a very strong support. Price was really having a hard time getting below that support, so I really didn't think the price was going to go below that support zone. Of course, I'll have to do a video on support and resistance also, because it's not just a support line, it's actually a support zone. But it definitely, I definitely didn't think we were going to see it going to go below, just because I mean it's stalled. It's stalled at that support line for, I don't know, 5, 10, 15. I mean, what is that, 30, 45 minutes on a 5-minute chart? I mean, it just wasn't going to go anywhere down. I didn't think it was going to go further down. So anyway, let me see where I'm fast forwarding here through my video. Okay, so now we've got some good momentum to the upward price, big green candle. Starting to get the moving average to cross. The MACD had already crossed. These MACD settings are not the standard settings that I have. You can see the settings that I use there on the chart there. You can see those settings. But anyway, I'll probably do a video on that as well. But like I said, I just really wanted to pump out this video real quick. Just because I was really excited that I had a profitable day. I was able to get a good day in. Especially since it was going so slow. My gosh, this morning was horrible. All right, so still waiting, man. It was crazy. All right, now, so we did get the second candle. I was a little late, but I like to enter the position once I see that second candle, after I see the wings from the moving crossover, and when I see the separation between the signal line and the MACD line. I need to see that price action also move in my favor, okay? Because I don't want it to form like a double candle top, with that previous candle. So as soon as I entered, of course, there's always some kind of trail down. But I knew my profits were tight. I initially entered it at 4 points. I only wanted this to be a 5-minute entry and exit just because of the time period. That's not the time I like to trade, because it's so volatile. And if the market is having a hard time gaining structure, sometimes you'll see these big 4 and 6 and 8 point candles that go in either direction, and it's just bouncing trying to find structure. And because I was running with 15 contracts, I did not want a chance. I'm going to have to edit out some of this information here. I pulled up my arithmetic because when I entered the trade, there was just some things that I didn't really like to see whenever it showed like a critical. I didn't know if it was an error or it said some kind of risk thing, so I had to open up my arithmetic trader just to make sure I didn't, maybe Apex didn't like me running my first trade with 15 contracts. I don't know. But anyway, they accepted it. There was no problems on that end. I say there was no problems. I haven't received an email yet saying that I failed the evaluation because I ran with 15 contracts. But generally, with Apex, they won't fail you if you mess up with, or if you run too many contracts. Generally, according to what they say, arithmetic just will not allow it. So there shouldn't be any issues in that. So anyway, moving back on to the price action here. I did get a little bit of drawdown, but that's just, the numbers are big just because I was running 15 contracts. And of course you can see my stop is only 6 points away. That is a risk. But I thought that I had some good price momentum with, seeing the MACD, seeing the moving averages, plus with that strong support at the blue line there. I probably should have lowered my. No, I mean if I wasn't trading with 15 contracts, I definitely would have put my stop loss below that support zone. But it's all a risk. It's all a risk. So as I start seeing this price moving up, we eventually get close to 1,000. And I was initially going to move my stop to in between 1,000 and 1,500 profit. I was going to be happy with a $1,500 profit because that would have been put me, at like my goal of $1,500 a day. But I was like, well, I'm bouncing around a little bit. I'm actually working on a virtual machine through the browser with Microsoft Azure. So because of that, there's a lot of other risk factors with connectivity, and I just didn't want a chance screwing something up on my first trade. So I was very cautious. As you see, a good strong candle there. And then as we continue, yeah, here we go. I start moving around my stop loss a little bit. The couldn't really decide, so I end up just putting that stop just below that candle there, just to kind of reduce my risk. Like I said, it's with Apex, they do have a trailing stop of 6,500. I mean, I'm sorry, a trailing drawdown of 6,500. It's a very I've never. It's kind of hard to understand with their trailing drawdown. So I just you'll have to watch one of their videos on their channel and how they explain it. So anyway, a lot of stuff going on, and plus, like I said, it's my first trade, so a little bit of pressure. So I'm moving stuff around, and on that second candle, as the second candle opens, it does go down a little bit to the negative price, and I didn't want to drop my stop where it was at because, I just didn't want to. I didn't want the way that trailing drawdown is. If I move up into a position of 1,500 and then I close that trade out at 1,000, then the trailing drawdown for that day is that difference of minus 500. So I didn't want to chance that happening on my first trade. I wanted it to be all in the positive, and the trade started moving back in my direction. It was like a runner getting a second wind, and then the price just started moving towards my direction, and I ended up getting, I think, whenever I dropped my take profit, I tried to drop it down to about 2 points. I didn't get it exactly just because I was trying to make a rush and I was trying to beat that price because I didn't want it to retract again. But ended up being about $1,800 profit, 18 or 19 minus with with my P&L, with the profit and loss or something like that. But it was a good trade. I'm my goal, of course, was to get the my goal was to get at least 1,500 for my first trade, and I was happy with that. Definitely happy with that. So y'all stay tuned. I'm going to try to I'm going to be taking out I'm going to be doing these videos. Sorry, I'm going to be I'm doing some video editing as well as I'm doing this voiceover. But anyway, I'm going to be doing more videos throughout this process, and definitely a good time. I'm looking forward to seeing what this channel does, and hopefully I can help you guys remain or be consistent in your trading, and help you be profitable. If you would like to sign up for the trader evaluation, my affiliate link is down below. And since if y'all have any comments, be sure and comment below. Thanks again for watching this video, and stay tuned for the rest of my evaluation.